So next up should be these guys. They look like they are hurting. The soil is super dry. So got one under here somewhere. Get one of these trays. I'm just gonna pull them out of here. There's roots coming out the bottom, but I have a feeling it's roots from the weeds. So these ones are slated for rehoming. Wow, is that ever dry. And I was watering these with the hose and everything. I'm not sure what's going on there. Must be the soil I used when I first put them in here. I'm not even sure what it was, I don't remember. Inside the house, it's crazy trying to keep them watered. Some of them I can water 3-4 times a day and they'll still dry out. Outside it's much easier to keep them watered. Sometimes I don't have to water for days. They just stay right moist. This is very thin soil. I wonder what, I bet it's that, maybe that cactus mix I first bought, the very first kind. It kind of feels like cocoa peat or something. I don't know if you can see how fine that soil is. Let me see. Oh, I gotta zoom you guys in. Zoom you in even more. It's like super fine. I don't know what it was that I used. I can't remember. I'd have to go back on another video and look. It doesn't feel like there's any sand or anything in it. Just feels super fine. Now these I should have repotted when I brought them outside. I think I was supposed to repot them when I brought them outside. The roots are just a big mat in here. There are some massive roots in here too. I've got an itchy nose and dirty hands. That works good. You can hear the mat of roots in there. Oh, they still don't want to come apart. Really good amount of roots in there. There we go. There, we got one. Look at that. Still has a nice flat root base from our first trims. Alright, I'll put this aside in the good soil and give it a spray of water so the roots don't dry out. Oop, too fine. There we go. Next up. These guys got lots of flare down here, but the roots grow straight down. It's funny. I remember that now when I first got them. Look at those roots. Try not to step on anything here. Isn't that weird? I think the one that I decided to keep, the one in the big round pot, I think it was the only one that didn't do that. That's crazy. I can do exposed root with this one. It would actually look really cool. Same thing, I'm going to put it in the container with the new soil and throw some water on the roots. I'm supposed to be giving these away, not looking for reasons to keep them. And this one's got some crazy roots too. Ooh, I wonder if I can do some of those walking trees with these. Thanks a lot, Xavier. Walking trees. Wow, these roots totally went berserk, back upside down into themselves. There's a lot of new roots, which is nice. And there's a lot of big woody ones too. This one's almost walking like a spider or a octopus. Look at that. Look at these crazy roots. These are wild. There, look at those wild roots. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. Could make a walking tree with this. Really could, look at that. It's walking already. It's running really fast. I'm out of here, woman. I don't like your dry soil. I'm taking off. Alright. Now this stuff here is super, super fine. I don't know what the heck I did. I have a feeling it was that cactus soil. The very first one I got. That's super fine. Again, I will reuse it. I mix it in with all the other stuff and we start our seeds with it. Hide this stuff under here too. Alright, now those I thought would fit in those smaller pots, but I don't want to lose all those roots. The next person that gets them must have as many choices as possible. So I'll need some bigger containers. So I'll find those and may or may not cut that part out where I go looking for containers. Oh, some of these are already broken because of all those windstorms. Will they fit in here? Oh, I got no more room for pots down here. Crazy! Oh no, they all fell over! They all fall down. Okay, I need to find some pots. All right. I suppose these will have to do. Have to make them do. Paper towel dissolves pretty quickly, rots away pretty fast. So, that's what I got for pots. I'll fill them up here. Base with a lump. Base with a little lump. Oops. Base with a lump. Ooh. There. Base with a lump. I'm going to add a bit more in this one. There. And fill in the roots with, oh boy, how did that happen? Somehow I bent these already. Look at that. Darn dollar store products. Alright, I'll use these for the roots. And we'll start with the smallest one, I guess. So this one here, I should be able to get it into this pot. The other one's got huge root bases. Look at all the fine roots on this one. All nice and close. I just have to double check that we are recording, if I can even step over here now. Everything's falling down. Oh yeah, we're still recording. Excellent. Okay. So these roots are growing like literally straight down. So I might lift it up out of the soil a little bit so that those show, because I think that's pretty nifty. And then they go radial here. These ones are crossing. We'll chop this one here and cross those. Get it back here. Because I know I'm not keeping these, and I don't know if they'll go to pet homes or to bonsai homes. There's a root here that's just crossing right over. I'm gonna dig that one out. There's another root here. Comes from way over here and it's crossing way up over. Cut that one off. It's pretty tangled up in there. There we go. Root It's coming from everywhere. And there is a big bulbous root here. Looks like it's this one root here comes down. It grows under this one and comes out over here. So I'm just going to cut it off at the knuckle because there's some other nice roots coming off of it. Oops. There we go. That's pretty cool. These ones I'm just going to shorten. These ones here, they drop down, they come across, they drop down again, and then they come out. I'm going to chop them off at that second bend. That's not too bad. Shorten them up a little bit more. And then we're going to flip it over, and anything growing straight down, we're going to take off. And there's a few, well, that one can go out, can fan out. I didn't take all the soil off either, so. That's not too bad. Some of these just cross over everything. Okay. Now this part here seems pretty thick. I'm just going to see if it's just soil. There are a couple of, oh, look at that. Look at that. There's an X down here. Big X. I was wondering why that was so thick. So we're going to take that crossing root off. It originates over here. There we go. There. That's a bit better. And same with these ones. These roots growing straight down here actually go back in on themselves and go underneath the tree. So there's a few roots sticking out the correct direction. This one too. It goes underneath the tree, but it actually originates on this side. There, that's better. Shorten this a little bit more. That one's okay. I think all of them do that. It looks like when they were repotted, not when I did it, but repot before, some of the roots were tucked in underneath. Oops. There we go. Oh, there's the original plug it was in. That weird foam stuff. There's still some of that in the middle even. I guess I concentrated completely on that one that I really liked. Okay, so we're leaving those roots like that. And we've got lots of fine roots fanning out. So we'll just shorten everything to fit into the pot. Just like that. There, just like that. And add some soil in there. Now you won't be able to see those straight down roots right away. I can't lift it out right away. I have to plant it a little bit deep to get the roots to regrow. And who knows, maybe it'll have a new home by then. But at least, whoever takes it, if they're into bonsai, can look at these videos and see what's under there before they get to work. Now this bottom branch, this little bud that's growing down here, it's really close to the ground. I'm going to take it off, just like that. There's another bud on this side. I'll scratch that off. There we go. Just like that. And you can just see the base of the tree. And we'll water that in. There we go. Let that drain a bit. Ooh, that's cold. There, that tightened up real nice. Perfect. Just like that. Now, you guys are seeing all that okay? Well, it's hard to see with all the other trees in the background. Sorry about that, but I'm limited in my maneuvering. So it's got a split up here. They seem to be about the same height. Let me see. We can clear out some crotches. Let's clear out this bottom crotch here, so we can see in there a bit better. It's got two shoots in exactly the same spot here on two different trunks. This one has one at the back, so I'll take this one off like such. There, that opens it up a little bit. Take this leaf off. It's growing toward the inside. Leans towards us here. Take this leaf off and this leaf off. Hard to see what everything's doing. Take this one off and this leaf off. I want to try and air it out a bit. There's another dog barking somewhere, so my dog thinks he has to join in. Take this leaf off. There we go. Kind of see in there a bit better. Actually, there's nothing growing directly into the middle on this trunk. I think I'll leave all that growth. And on this trunk, take that leaf off. Those bugs are dirt. I think it's just dirt. That is a seed. Okay, good. Ouch. This leaf off since it's suffering a bit. And it's really thick in here. Wow. I think there's a lot of stuff growing from the same spot. It's really hard to see in there. Yeah, there is. I don't want to cut too much. Cut some leaves off. Yeah. Some bars there. But I don't want to cut too much off because I still don't know if I'll keep it. This big leaf off to air that out a bit. And cut this one off from the inside. There, that's a little better. This leaf is interfering. This leaf is interfering. And there's one over here. Oh, I can't even tell which one it is. Come on, get in there. Okay, take them both off. There. There. So you can tell there's some bar branching happening here, and I just don't know which one to take off. I should probably take the inside one off. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, like the whole tree. I'm going to take it off anyway. There, just like that. There was actually 2 branches there. I should have probably only taken the one off, but that's okay. A million more will regrow. This leaf is growing inward. There. Guess that's all I'll do for that one. I don't have a front or a back or anything. These are very long. I'd even be able to take them back, but I gotta decide if I'm going to keep it or not first. And then I can take these straight sections right back because there's a ton of new growth down here. Yeah. Alright, that's number 1. Put this here. Give it some more water. There we go. And this one, that's probably the biggest root mass, and this is probably the next size down, which is still a crazy root mass, eh? That's nuts. The other one's even bigger, and the one I'm keeping, that one there, I'm keeping for sure, has an even bigger root mass. Okay, so We're going to bring it back. So that's about where we want to bring it back all the way around. For all these, there's some pretty good thick roots in there. Oh, this one's doing something crazy. I'll take that right off there. And actually, the root comes down and kind of does like a hockey stick there, and there's a nicer root running right over top of it, and one coming out the side that's much nicer. So we'll just chop that weird bit off of there. There, that's better. And then bring it back. And bring this one back. These ones are okay. They're super thick and puffy at the end. Means there's lots of feeder roots. That one come back. Wow, that's pretty long. And this one kind of does something super strange. So where it comes down and it kind of starts the strange stuff, we'll chop it off there. Takes all that off. Bring this one back. Take these back. And that one can come right off. Right there. Now that we got it upside down, we can take anything that's growing straight down off. Oh, and there's a big old crossing root in there we'll take off. That's pretty nice, actually. This one's growing the wrong way, going back that way instead of coming out nice and radial. I think that's okay. There, that looks good. A couple of long ones here. Just take back. I think that looks just fine. Now, how is it getting too dark for you guys? A little bit, eh? Light. There we go. So that's actually pretty nice root base on there. Let me move my hand and my other hand. So that isn't too bad if it comes into focus. There we go. And cup shape underneath. Get rid of all these roots here. Put our lump back in there. A little bit more soil. And before I pot it, this really super low growth down here, I'm just gonna pluck that stuff off. Doesn't need to be that low, even as just a plain old houseplant. Now I guess somebody could really shorten this big stick. If I leave some of that lower growth, can just hard chop it right down here. Now, we'll leave it like that. That's pretty nice, I think. How's that? Looks pretty cool. Hopefully you guys can see that. It even stands up on its own. It's a pretty good root base. And we'll put some water in here to harden that up a bit. Oh yeah. So you can start showing those roots on this one. But I'll put a little bit more in there. There we go. I think that'll do. It's nice and stable in there. And the same thing with this one. It's got some crazy growth all over the place. There's a big branch here and you can't even tell because of all the growth down here. Now again, I don't want to take too much off because I don't know if I'm keeping this. I'm just trying to get into the crotch because there's a couple little shoots there that don't need to be that close to where the branch comes out. Yeah. That's better. And grab the leaf, fingers. Okay. You guys are seeing that whole tree there? Yes. Yes, you are. Going to the inside. I have to start up here because I can't see down. Just gonna take off all the leaves that are growing in, so I can see what's happening down there. There. See? Told you there's a branch in there. Can you see it now? Barely, eh? It's all dirty too. This one too, there's a bud coming out right at the very beginning there. I'm going to take that off. There we go. Wow. It is thick. I have to oil those. They're squeaking. Wow. know, is that ever thick? Oh, there's like a million buds in here. Hopefully there's not a million bugs. We don't need any bugs. I'm so done with bugs. And it's hard to tell where some of this growth is even coming from. There, that's where that was coming from. A branch down. These are super cool. Like, the leaves are super neat. I've never seen them grow like this though. Like, they didn't grow like this before. But it's been a very strange year. Now I'm just taking off anything growing inward and stuff that's just growing too close together so that everything has air and light. The growth is so thick. There's a cut wound up here, and there has to be like 30 buds all the way around it. But again, I don't want to cut out too much. I want to leave as many choices as possible if I don't keep this. If that makes sense. Leaves that are interfering can be cut out. There we go, that's a little bit better. Now this is a really crazy straight long stick, and I mean it can cut right back to here. Got lots of buds to choose from. It's got this nice big thick branch here, which you can't really see. There, now you can see it. Yeah. So I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to put it over here. And we'll give it a really good water. Try and get some of the dirt off the leaves and trunk there. Alright. And we'll do our last one here. Before it gets way too dark. You guys can still see, that's good. Do I need to bring the camera up? That should be alright, eh? It's not a juniper. And it's not $3.99. Even though it'd be nice to find another juniper for $3.99. Okay. So this is the largest bunch of roots here, and this one looks like a walking tree already, except for this goes all the way around on itself. First thing we'll do is cut that weird one that's coming back around on itself, just like that. And there's one here that's crossing over everything. Oops. Trying to get it without getting the good root. This one here, it comes out and then goes straight down, which would be neat if I made a walking tree with it. Really. But who knows? We're going to cut it right here, where there's another root that still follows the flow there. And then there's some roots that grow straight down. Might as well nip those off right away. Oh, there's some craziness happening here. I don't even know where those roots come from. Probably this one root that's way underneath. Actually, this would be really cool lifted up. But we'll cut this out here, if I can see it. There we go. And these ones are growing up for some reason. We'll find out where they originate here. Wow, did it ever get dark fast? Where is that root coming from? Right here. There we go. And another one growing straight up here. There. That exposes this weird one that's going down. We got two nice roots right here. I'll just bring it back to those. Oops. Oops, if I cut it all the way through. Yeah, that's not too shabby. And these just need to be nipped back. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. Oh, there's one here too. That's comes from over here, goes underneath and all the way back. We'll bring that sucker back. Actually, it's crossing a root here, but we'll bring it back to this little elbow here. It's got some other nice roots growing there. And then these two. We'll go back, same thing. It comes down and then takes off. And I don't know what all this does, but it all comes from this one point. So we'll pull that off right there. This big root here has a nice section here that flows. A bunch of smaller roots split off. I'm going to bring it back to those right here. Where did that go? There it is. And this root right beside it, same thing. It has a bend in it. It's got this root here on top and a few other nice roots around. We'll take off that bottom section there. I managed to chop it all the way off. There, that kind of gets that a bit under control. Fits in the pot a bit better. Wow, when it gets dark, it doesn't kid around. We'll just shorten these. And we'll flip it over. And there's stuff that's growing in and down. We'll just take all that stuff off. Stuff that's growing straight across, straight down. Toward the inside. Hopefully you guys can still see. Even I'm having a hard time seeing now, it got dark so fast. Oops, I tangled those two up. Right there. Okay, now that is one strange root system, but we'll leave it. I think that's about it. Let's see if it fits. Need to bring it back just a tad bit more. Oops. All right. should do it. Those are some really strange roots. Somebody's gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Maybe even me. Who knows? There, that's better. That fits in there nicely. Holy cow, how did it get so dark so fast? Alright, got some water to tighten it up. There, just like that. Add just a bit more soil. It's so dark I need the light on my phone to see myself. Alright, that's that. Now, a very quick trim here, of course. We're just going to open it up. I don't know what's in here. Cannot see. I think it's just leaves. I don't think there's any buds there. I'm going to leave that lower one. Like I said, I don't know if I'm keeping this yet, so I want to leave as many choices as possible. I still want to air it out. So I'm just taking off leaves at this point in time. There we go. Really need to unsqueak these. Get rid of this little mess here. And it's supposed to get crazy cold tonight. I brought all the plants inside here that were not frost tolerant, except for the tomatoes, which I'm going to drag in here next. And probably the cucumbers, because I don't want to lose them. Oh, there's so many buds. There's a cut point here. And you couldn't even tell it was there with all the leaves and everything that grew around it. Very crazy. Okay. Now we'll see if that bounces back there. There are so many buds to choose from. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh good, you guys can see that. It's so shaggy looking. Just wait till soaks up some water there. So put it down here. And I'll throw some water in there. And water the other two again. And once that starts to drip out the bottom, and I'll bring it in the house. And I guess that's gonna have to be all for tonight. It is far too dark to do anymore. So we got a few empty spots here anyway. Yeah. I brought my fuchsia in. And the fuchsias are doing really good now. I'm very happy about it. You hear that? They're dripping. Alright. Now I'll bring them in, and I don't know if I work or not. I haven't got a message from my boss Nope. No notifications from my boss. Therefore, I probably don't work again tomorrow, which is fine. Which means I'll be back at this again tomorrow. And hopefully it stays warm enough in here that it doesn't hurt any of the trees. You can see the temperature in here is dropping already. And it's been warmer in here than outside, so the low for tonight's supposed to go down to, let me see here, if I can bring it up on my phone. It's supposed to go to, it says 6 Celsius. What's 6 Celsius on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 40 Fahrenheit-ish. It's supposed to go down to that according to my phone, which means it'll be a little bit colder. So I do have to water a few of these things. So I'll water these while I got my light on, and then I'll bring these in, and tomorrow we'll do some more. Yeah. Ow. Light. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there.